Hello, welcome to day 81. I don't know if, whatever. Okay, my mic was not, whatever. Okay, so we got Bitcoin, pretty neutral. Everything is neutral. It's technically still in an uptrend, but we're seeing a bit of red right now, but that's because just yesterday we were a little bit higher. Barely, right? Today was a bit of like an uneventful day. You can see by the looks of the candles, they all literally look the same the past couple of candles. The highest point we've only reached was 68,418. That's where we do have this resistance at Fibonacci for Bitcoin. Its current price is 67,555. It's down 0.24%. Barely anything, like I said. The uptrend still remains very strong. According to the super trend, like as long as we're above 63,772, we're more than healthy in this uptrend. From here, what would I project? Maybe continuation for the uptrend, but this is just a dangerous downtrend. This white line right here, if you don't know, is the downtrend from longer term that we have. Ever since our all-time high in March for Bitcoin, it's been trending downwards, right? And every time we've approached that zone, it's bounced down. This one bounced off the 70,000 mark. This was the day when Trump endorsed crypto and Bitcoin at the Bitcoin conference in Tennessee. And yeah, we've had dips from there. We're currently approaching this zone right here again. If we do break out of this, 70,000 should be real easy. A lot of short squeezes will be happening. We might even reach all-time high level. Like once we do just break out of this, I think it's just going to skyrocket from there. All-time high levels just again. We're not even that far off from our all-time high level. It's literally 9%. And crypto has moved 9% in one day. I'm not saying this is all going to happen in one day. Sure, it might take some time. Sure, we might see like a dip to maybe 65,000 if we do get one. But from there, sure, we'll continue upwards. If we do dip to like 65,000, I'm expecting the uptrend to look sort of like this before we retest the zone, because I feel like we just bounced off of it from here. We are seeing a bit of red, so we might come down just a little bit more before we continue upwards. Yesterday I did stream, but apparently my thing was unlisted, so I'm not sure if that's the case this time. Hold on. I also, in the meantime, I'll also just show not this one. I'll show my trading workbook. If it loads, here it is. All right, check this out. And in the meantime, I'll just also check if this is unlisted or it is unlisted. Why is it unlisted? Okay, hold on. Where do I change unlisted? I'm still, okay, here it is, visibility public. I never set this to unlisted. I don't know why it was set to unlisted. Okay, no, now it's public. There you go. And what we have right now is our equity at 11,362. If you're wondering, how did we go from 9,900? We were basically negative, and then we came all the way up. Well, that's because of this DCA thing that I had going on. Once it hit 68,000, I took all those profits, and that totals up to where we were, which seems to be smart, you know? I figured 68,000 we would see some resistance, right? And we essentially did get that right here. Let me go smaller time frame. Okay, 68,000 resistance, right? So I figured that might happen. We did dip down to 60. The lowest point that we had was 66,600, okay? We came back up to 67,000. Still a bit unclear as to what will happen. I'm not sure if this will continue going up. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a retest over here. So I'm expecting the worst, which is always good. And hey, if this goes up, then good for me as well, right? I was going to set up more trigger orders because, let me go here. Here I have 4 orders open at 56, 7, 8, 9. What for? I'm going to put more. And because I'm really liking this DCA strategy. So 60,500. I'll drop 500 on that at 3x. Reason I'm using 3x is because I care about where this would be liquidated if it drops far enough. In this case, at 60,500, does it show me here? It does not show you here. Oh, this is cross margin regardless, so none of these positions will be liquidated. Why? Because I have enough margin equity, right, to cover for any massive drops. If you're using isolated margin, this one is cross margin, by the way. So if you're using isolated margin, which you can check by changing up here, it's this mode right here. In isolation margin mode, it says here, a certain amount of margin will be allocated to a position, and you can adjust the margin for the position. If forced liquidation is triggered, maximum loss incurred is the loss of position margin. What does that mean? It means that, okay, I'm putting 500 at 3x, for example. Bitcoin would have to lose a third of its value, let's say at $60,000. What is, you know, if you divide 60,000 into 3, it's 20,000 each, right? 246, 20, 40, 60,000. So if Bitcoin drops to 40,000, I lose my $500. Why? Because you're multiplying 500 3 times. So that's $1,500. That would be your total position size. And that $500 is yours. So if the exchange sees that, okay, from the $1,500, you're losing 500, we're going to close your position automatically because they don't want to lose their 1,000 that they helped you with the leverage, right? The leverage play. So yeah, in that case, you lose your 500, and that's what's called a liquidation. On isolated margin mode, you can add more to this. You can add up to the total position size. So remember, it's 500 times 3, so that's 1,500. You can add more money to that. Like, instead of 500, you change it to 1,000 while the position is open, which would reduce your liquidation price another $20,000 off the price of Bitcoin. Why? Because you covered for 2/3 of your total position, right? If you're putting 1,000 out of the 1,500, that's 2/3, right? So similarly, you would change the liquidation price in that case. Now, if you're putting 1,500 in total, right, to your margin, if you're starting off with 500 times 3, 1,500 in total, you will have a liquidation price of 0 because Bitcoin would have to drop to 0 for you to lose your $1,500, which is the equivalent of you just buying on the spot market. At that point, there is no point in trading futures if you're not going to use leverage, right? Leverage is there, and it's risky because of that liquidation price. You can lose whatever you put in here without Bitcoin reaching 0. It just has to reach a certain point, which is where we call the liquidation price. That's why it's risky to use too much leverage, because if you're using, I don't know, 10x, Bitcoin would just have to drop. If you're buying at 60,000, what's 60 divided by 10? 6,000. Bitcoin would just have to drop $6,000 and you lose your 500 if you put in 500 at 10x, for example. 100x is even crazier. 125x, yeah. Bitcoin would just have to lose $600 in that case. Yeah, which is not ideal. So you just want to keep your stuff at 3x. If you really want to play it safe, I'd say 3x is a safe play. You can still get liquidated at 3x, and it has happened to me before, especially with Ethereum, for instance. I bought Ethereum at over 3,000. It dropped to 2,000, and I got my positions liquidated. Why? Because of the 3x. If you divide 3,000 by 3, that's 1,000. So the price of Ethereum drops $1,000. Your position gets liquidated if you're using 3x. Now, mind you, I could have saved that position, but I decided to let it go regardless. And it was a smart move because even till now, the price of Ethereum has not gone over $3,000. Let me switch over to Ethereum while I explain this. Oh, and I also entered a trade, didn't I? I think I might have. Yeah, I did. Okay, well, that trade lost. It was looking great actually before, and then you can kind of see it right here. I'll zoom in on it a little bit later. But yeah, back to my main point. It dropped from 3,000 all the way to 2,119. If I bought at 3,000 like 200, 3,100, yeah, all those got liquidated from this massive drop instantly, right? But what I did instead was I bought from here again and even more, right? Rather than save a small position that I did up here, I just decided to buy more with a heavier volume at a lower price, which so far it's performing well, I guess. Like it's not negative. Some are, but not all. And unfortunately, Ethereum has not been a big mover during these past couple of months now, right? Yeah, since August 5, fear of recession, it hasn't really changed. So there's that. Let me go into what happened with this trade. I remember seeing this mid live stream. We had a huge pump right over here. It came back down to neutral territory. It went back up again. It didn't hit my take profit though, and then it just dropped to my stop loss. And has not gone up ever since. So that's unfortunate, and I dislike Ethereum for doing that to me, but it's okay. We have to write this down on our Excel, so I'll do that. We're still up, so I'm fine with it. Open price is 2,620, close price 2,605. Paid $8 in trading fees. And lost $107.32. This hit the stop loss, but I got scammed because it was inches from hitting its take profit, and it did not. So, whatever. Moving on. Well, now that we're on Ethereum, let's talk about it. It's down 0.31%. Price is $2,611. Still has to get past the resistance that we have at 2,688. Could not get past that from before. I do remember seeing it a little bit higher right here. What is this? 2,727. I'll draw that out as a point of reference. And then before this, this is basically the Fibonacci zone, 2,796. I don't know if it's time to redraw this. Oh, we've been lower actually. Have we? No, we haven't. Why is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think it's time to draw this out again. Okay. Let's see. So, we're currently headed to the upside, correct? Where can we see some slowdowns happening? That's where you would draw something like this. And I only have it until this area, which is not ideal, but it's whatever. Okay, so we're technically within this range. I could kind of see that at the moment. The uptrend does prevail, though. Which, yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, well, we'll keep this drawn for now, and I'll make any adjustments later on if I do need. But for now, yeah, I still see this up towards the upside. The uptrend is still there, right? So we're expecting that. Same thing with Bitcoin. Possibly the same thing with Solana, although it is down a little bit hard today. 2.80%. 84%. Current price is 150. Still 150. Solana is pretty good. Don't need this line anymore. And uptrend still prevails, so that's good. Resistance we have at 161 coincides with the Fibonacci zone, so I'm not going to touch anything from there. What was I even talking about from before? I've already forgotten. Do we have any possibilities of a trade? Prices inside the two moving averages, so no. Not for Solana. Binance. No entry for Binance. It's currently $593.89 and down 1.97%. Overall, though, it's broken out of this downtrend, and the uptrend still prevails at the moment. So, like I said, today's kind of a boring day. Not much has happened. It's just stayed there. So, we need more fundamentals, more news to move the market. A lot of stuff is already reflected on the prices of crypto that we already know of. And, yeah, from here we're just waiting for something big to happen. Or maybe we're just making a small correction from the uptrend, because generally this is all still in an uptrend. SUI is down 4.16%, did not maintain its momentum upwards. This indeed is still headed a little bit down, approaching its uptrend line and Fibonacci zone. Possible DCA opportunity if I do manage to catch that one. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was doing DCA on Bitcoin. So I did already 60,500. Let's do 61,500. $500. Same with 62. I'm fine with buying at these prices. Until we reach 63,500. You know what? Let's do 64,500 as well. Why? Because it's right in between this zone and likely a bounce from there could happen. Might not even drop to these levels anymore. So you got to be cautious about that. Okay, so that's all for those market projections. Bitcoin's actually headed to the uptrend this time. We have an upswing right here. I'm interested. Let's enter this actually. So enter this here. Lowest point seems to be there. Editing my stop loss. So it should be that plus 105.49. That's the average true range. I should be subtracting that. Minus 105.49. Okay. So that's our new stop loss. And we're going long. Market price. Let me enable the stop loss first before I decide what margin I want to risk. Here we can use more leverage just to get us quickly to the position we need. 111 is what I should be risking. So that's all set. Let's go. Okay. And adjust the entry price based on what we just entered. Seems to be, come on, 67, 549.98. Stop level. We can calculate that by multiplying by, I'll do by 3 because I'm feeling good about it. Oh, that should be the ticks, sorry. So that's our take profit level at 68,984. What do you think? What would 1 to 2 look like? 1 to 2 looks a bit more conservative. It's right at that Fibonacci line. You know what? I'm going to do that instead. Because we might just bounce off of that and head downwards again, and that's not what I want to see. And I've already lost with Ethereum, so we'll take it slow. We'll take it slow. I'll go for this as my profit level. We make 222, risking 111. Okay, perfect. We'll see how that plays out during the stream. Let's go into the news. I've already been streaming 17 minutes. It did not feel like that. I've been a little bit late too, haven't I? What is this? Get out of here. Alright. So, here's some Canada news concerning stuff for Justin Trudeau. The Liberal Party members of Parliament are holding a massive team meeting next week with the Prime Minister, and they are expected to formally demand that Justin Trudeau resign. I did share some news about that a couple of days ago that, you know, they're discussing who to replace Justin Trudeau with because even his own party doesn't like him. A lot of Canadians do not like him either, or the policies that he's imposed into the country, or, you know, the prices are all too high, right? And the polls right now are leaning super in favor to Pierre Poilievre, the conservative government, more on the right wing of things, politically speaking. So, yeah, we gotta wait still anyway, like election's still 1 year away, October 2025, for Canada. So, still a long way to go. It seems like they're trying to pull what they did in the United States, where they replaced Joe Biden in the race with Kamala Harris. How has that been going so far? Not well, so I don't know. We'll see what the Liberal government of Canada pulls for this. Moving on. The Republicans in the United States are now favored to win the presidency, Senate, and House, according to Polymarket odds. If you haven't noticed by now, I have a lot of screenshots of what it reached at these points. Donald Trump's election odds surged to a record 24.2% lead. Yesterday I showed it was 20%. It's going a lot higher now, right? It used to be 60-40. Now it's 62.1 for Trump, 37.9% for Harris. And this is from yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Donald Trump takes the biggest lead in the election so far, up by 20.2% in the poly market. And yeah, just confirmation of that. It's good. It's the biggest lead ever. Trump will become the next president of the United States, and this will be ultra bullish for the whole crypto market because he's shown what policies he will do. He'll fire Gary Gensler day one. He'll impose he'll just make the United States more crypto friendly is what his goal is. Especially after the Kamala Fox interview, which we'll get into as well. I did kind of cover that, but I didn't watch all of it. I watched more clips today, and yeah, it was pretty bad. So we'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, it's 19 days away, the election, right? And the whole crypto market, even the stock markets, all trading markets are hopeful that Trump wins. I'm pretty sure, at least. Here's just some more analysis on alt season, because if you don't know, altcoins, which is every other coin that is not Bitcoin, do tend to follow Bitcoin's movement because Bitcoin is typically the first one to move when the bull market actually happens, right? After Bitcoin's done its major movement, it gets a lot of attention from the media, from retail. Everybody will start getting into crypto again, start buying Bitcoin, but they'll see, oh, Bitcoin's too expensive and it doesn't move as fast as this dog coin that I'm gonna buy. And yeah, that's when people ape into altcoins. So there you go. Bitcoin dominance reached a 42-month high as Bitcoin pumped to 68,000. So you can see there's a chart that compares Bitcoin dominance compared to the rest of the altcoins in terms of like market cap or volume, whatever the case may be. And yeah, Bitcoin is at a 42-month high from that. It can jump to 61% if Bitcoin rallies towards 80,000 and 90,000 in the next 30 days. So what does this mean for you? Bitcoin can give a big rally and outperform alts for a few weeks, which is what is expected to happen. Bitcoin must lead the way. It's not like some altcoin is going to lead the way and then Bitcoin will benefit because of that. It's not typically the case. The case is, Bitcoin starts with its bull run and then people see that and start wanting to buy Bitcoin and just crypto in general, and they, more liquidity starts flowing into the rest of the altcoins. So alts will start to outperform once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high and starts uptrend. In the last cycle Bitcoin broke, it was 19,500 on December 16, 2020, and Bitcoin dominance made an all-time high after 18 days on January 3rd, 2021. And then, from there, myself included, we all saw 5 months of mega alt season. So, it's still a good time to buy altcoins if you're planning to hold them long term. Not financial advice, but that's what the analysis shows. That's what historical data shows. A bull run is coming for Bitcoin and alt season will follow. Within 6 months, we'll be reaping those benefits, hopefully. Hopefully. This is all just some random analysis, okay? But yeah. Speaking of the, the poly market odds and everything, they used to show this apparently in New York and Times Square. And looks like they took it off now out of the billboards after Kamala Harris had one of her worst interviews in history, is what people are calling it. So, yeah, even whoever's running these ads or whatever is not showing the poly market odds. This is where they were showing the poly market odds. And after the disastrous interview, Kamala Harris is, they're not showing that anymore. So, yeah. She mainly apparently did this to get the vote of men or something like that. I don't understand why. She's planning to legalize weed for black men. Like why so specific, right? Or why even just do that in the first place? That's just such an odd move, in my opinion. And of course, they're criticizing the look, the tone, the finger wagging. A lot of interrupting going on between the two. At one point, she's like, oh, you know what I'm talking about? The guy's like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. Which was just a self-own. Like, it's just a self-destructing career. You can see in the trending section right now, it's literally just train wreck Kamala. And then poly market. You see other stuff, Genocide Joe and Sinwar. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, we got to talk about Donald Trump. He did reveal on a podcast today. I don't know which podcast this is, but I've seen some clips of it like before this as well. Anyways, He reveals that Apple CEO Tim Cook actually called him this morning to discuss outrageous fines imposed on Apple by the European Union. Apparently, they're fining, he said, like 15 billion and another 2 billion, 2 to 3 billion. I don't know. He's saying that it's due to fake cases and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what the fines are for myself. But yeah, Trump told Tim Cook that, well, if he needs his help, he's got to get elected first, and then he'll take care of it when he gets back in office. And moral of this is, yeah, it is quite telling that American CEOs won't call Kamala, who's in office now, to take care of situations like this. They know she can't negotiate and is weak. There's a lot of people already, it just shows, right? They're mainly leaning towards Trump in this case. Okay, let's talk about Sinwar. This guy was the mastermind behind October 7 of last year, 2023, who carried out a massive attack with Hamas against the Jews, against Israel from Gaza. The Israel main page has confirmed that they've been posting photos like this now, where we see the terrorist Yahya Sinwar sitting on a sofa believing he was invincible, and on the right we see his last moments, right? Sitting on a sofa, alone, wounded, and his face covered like a coward is what they're saying. Here's just report, I don't even know if I could show this, but like this video footage of him just dead there. Yeah, there's like a big hole in his head too. I don't know if it was like due to like the airstrike damage, or I think they even said a sniper shot him, something like that, right? Anyways, here's President Biden's statement. He only released a wall of text. TLDR, this is a good day for Israel, for the United States, and for the world, as Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is dead. Apparently, Kamala Harris came out to give her speech on this. But isn't this the president's job? Whereas Joe Biden is the thing, right? So, I mean, sure, she said what she had to say, which was fine, but I'm pretty sure it's the president who should be saying this stuff, not the vice president. And it seems like this comment kind of sums it up. Doesn't the president typically do this stuff? They want people to see her acting like the president, so she seems capable of the job. She's so not, right? They're basically like saying, hey, you do it this time, so people would look at you and say, yeah, she's definitely next president. No, it's not going to work like that. Where's Joe Biden? We want Joe Biden back. There's even this meme, oh my god, I don't have it pulled up, but I could probably find it later, of Joe Biden with what's his name, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, I think, as well. They're all in this church, and they're just whispering to each other. It's in there's no audio in it, like, or I guess there is audio, but it's like too far. You can't hear what they're saying because it's just a guy like filming them from afar. But apparently there was somebody who was able to read their lip movement to kind of make out what they're saying, and it seems like they were talking about Kamala Harris. Like Barack Obama was saying something like, yeah, we're not doing well. And then Joe Biden says, look, I'm better than her though, right? Something like that. Yeah. And there's also like an AI deep fake of it, which puts a twist on it that's a bit funny. All right, cool. Anyway. Brix is showing a new demo of its payment system called Brix Pay. It looks like a credit debit card. I don't know. What is this? Russian money? Brix Pay promo card. This is a mock-up of a bank card that can be linked in the Brix Pay app to receive a gift of 500 rubles. Yeah, it's Russian rubles credited to your Brix Pay account. Scan the QR. Don't actually scan the QR code. With the Brix Pay app, you can pay for goods or services on October 17 and 18, 2024 at stores marked with the Brix Pay during the Brix Business Forum. Click on that malicious link. So if you ever see like a billboard, it'll show Brix Pay. I'm guessing it's like a new Visa or MasterCard method of payment, right? And it seems like it's coming out just in Russia based off of the currency. That's all I can really tell. There's more of it over here, but I ain't reading all that. Cool. Alternatives to the US dollar, de-dollarization. It's kind of happening, and I think only Donald Trump has a clear plan of what to do to stop it. Moving on. Speaking of churches and everything, Zelensky, it seems like in Ukraine, is getting his military personnel to practically raid churches, right? Trying to recruit younger men. I've seen more videos of this. Like they're literally wandering the streets, like dragging military aged men who are not in the war, forcing them to be drafted, I guess. Like they're pulling them away and saying, no, you're going to have to come to war with us, fight with us. So people are kind of refusing this, kind of pushing them out of the church, as you can see here. Or like this like woman that would run up to like the soldiers in the streets to pull them away from them trying to drag men into war, kind of thing. It's clear that nobody really wants this war to happen, and Trump will put an end to that. Don't worry. And this is dangerous stuff as well. Ukraine poised to join NATO. That's the last thing that Russia wants, and it's going to trigger them. It's going to make them want to go harder into this war. We have the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has confirmed that Ukraine is set to become the alliance's 33rd or possibly 34th member in the future. He emphasized that Washington's decision indicates a strong commitment to Ukraine's NATO membership. The focus now is on the timeline for this integration. Yeah, like I said, Vladimir Putin said, if Ukraine joins NATO, we're starting like a heavier war. Of course, they're already in a war, but yeah, it's just to avoid Ukraine from joining NATO, and of course, the West is just pushing that to happen. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. U.S. Army, this new advancement in their military tech, I guess. They're unveiling an advanced laser-armed striker to counter drone warfare. Cool. Drone threats are becoming the new normal in modern warfare, and the U.S. Army is responding with advanced laser weapons on a newly updated Striker infantry combat vehicle. That looks really cool. It's developed by Leonardo DRS and Blue Halo. This high-tech vehicle, unveiled this week, boasts rapid deployment capabilities and cutting-edge weapons. It features a 26-kilowatt laser system that successfully destroyed multiple drones in a live fire test last month in New Mexico, along with rockets, a 30mm automatic cannon, and advanced sensors. The versatile Striker provides the U.S. Army with a mobile defense system designated to neutralize a wide range of aerial threats. Of course, we've already seen suicide drones in action in Ukraine, in the Ukraine-Russia war, and also Israel, and I guess Iran war at this point. Like, I don't even know who they're at war with. They're at war with so many people. Yeah, so cool. U.S. is advancing their military capabilities and finding ways to counter these drones. I guess good for self-defense purposes, sure. Okay, insider trading alerts time. October 10, there was an alert posted of a new insider purchase by Dave & Buster's CEO. Suspiciously made a large purchase on his own stock. Well, maybe that's not too suspicious. He's a CEO of the company, right? I don't think this is the guy, by the way. Oh, no, it is the guy. Dave & Buster's. Yeah, he did. Okay, cool. It's risen 20% since October 10. That's literally a week ago. And it's up another 4.8% today. It's literally risen every day since then. This guy had insider knowledge, and the stock has just been increasing in price, and I did not take action on that, unfortunately, but I will next time. I promise I'll snipe one of these trades in real time, and then I'll get rich off of one of these insider trades. Watch it just be a failing trade, of course. We have the bigger insider trader, Nancy Pelosi, bought up to $5 million of Broadcom, ticker is AVGO, call options in June. I think I explained this in a stream before, and I even showed what the call options would look like, kind of deal. It's risen 16% since then. It rose another 3.5% today. It's nearing its all-time... It did reach an all-time high, and it's getting close to that again. I think it might even continue at that point. Yeah, so... Unfortunately, I did not get in on it on time. It did take a dip after Nancy Pelosi did buy. Could have had my chance, but whatever. Last bit of news is The FBI arrests man behind SEC Twitter hack who posted the fake spot Bitcoin ETF approval. I remember this from a very long time ago. This happened months ago. So, to summarize what happened, there was somebody who, okay, no. At that time, they were still talking about whether or not to approve Bitcoin ETFs, which, as you already know, this happened months ago, right? Let me check here. Here. Of course, before all this pump happened, we were looking at, okay, when is Bitcoin ETFs going to be approved? They had to go through the Securities Exchange Commission in the United States to get that approval. And at one point, there was a post on the official Twitter account of the Securities Exchange Commission. Can I find that? Securities Exchange. I can't type. Commission. That's probably not even what it's called. SecGov. It's this one. Securities and Exchange Commission. So apparently it's from here. There was a post that said, spot Bitcoin ETFs are approved. That was it. And later on, oh, I have to go back now. It got deleted like immediately after, but the screenshots were there. I don't even know if somebody maybe posted it. Probably not. They're saying, oh, people were speculating maybe it was an intern or maybe it was an accidental post. They posted it too early by accident, or it was just a fake. They later on came out and said, sorry about that. We actually got hacked, and somebody posted that on our behalf. For the record, spot Bitcoin ETFs are not approved. I want to see if I can maybe find that apology. They post every day, man. Come on. Why are you one of those Twitter accounts? September 30. Yeah, I'm not going to find it. But yeah, so apparently they said, yeah, somebody hacked into the Securities Exchange Twitter, which that is not cool if somebody's able to hack into an official government Twitter page, and posted that as a joke, probably, right? Which made the price of Bitcoin, it did impact the price of Bitcoin at that time. Yeah, and then later on, like eventually, like 2 weeks later, I think, Gary Gensler eventually said, yeah, they're approved. Go have fun buying Bitcoin ETFs. And then it's all good from there, right? Man, that happened months ago. But yeah, apparently the FBI found the man who hacked it and arrests them. We don't know who it is. Him. Cool. I guess retroactively doing their jobs now. Cool. Let's take a look at Polymarket. I'm going to see what the odds are right now. 61% to 38%. Pretty good. I'm too lazy to do this math. 61.5 minus 38.5. That's a 23% lead for Donald Trump. Nice. What else? I want to look at the ETF flows. What happened yesterday? What's going on today? Yesterday, wow, look at that inflow from BlackRock, $393 million. Yesterday, this number was not published yet, as it is like right now. You only see the dash. They didn't tell us how much they inflowed yet. That was from yesterday. And now we just got confirmation. Almost 400 million inflow. Yeah, cool. And today, so far, it's 161 million inflow. Grayscale is buying, and we're still waiting on BlackRock to post. This is pretty good. A lot of huge inflows from these ETFs recently, right? That's pretty good. All right, cool. How about Ethereum? Ethereum is probably still dead. 11 million from BlackRock, 8 million and 3.8 million from Fidelity and Vanik. 24 million inflow total yesterday and today as well. Nothing posted yet from BlackRock. Probably nothing though. Yeah, Ethereum ETFs are clearly not as popular as the Bitcoin ETFs. Sure, it's nice that they got one, but it's only just been selling from Grayscale. You can see Grayscale sold almost $3 billion worth of Ethereum ETFs, which at that point, why even approve this if they're just going to sell? Not even BlackRock has outpaced buying the sell-off happening from Grayscale, and in total we're at a net negative in terms of like sell-off, right? Money flowing for the Ethereum ETFs, which makes me think, right? This could probably be a good time to buy Ethereum because once this number is okay, they already did their sell-off, sure. How much did they even have left? Oh my god, they have 9 billion left. Or did they start off with 9 billion? Whatever. In total, right, it's negative. Okay, sure. But what if, okay, Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum will follow, alt season will happen, right? The rest of the altcoins will follow this momentum. This will start to get hot again. It will start to get popular. And I would like to take advantage of, you know, this number switching to a positive number once the other ETFs start inflowing a lot more due to popular demand. That's my vision of it, but it's more of a long-term play, and I don't know how likely that is to happen. Because so far it's just been Grayscale selling, and that's the whole point of the ETF, for Grayscale to sell it off. Not cool, in my opinion. Cool. What else I want to check is... I found this the other day, capital gains tax, because it also got me thinking. Yesterday I shared like Italy increased their capital gains tax, the UK will increase their capital gains tax. It's all like a soft ban on Bitcoin. The government is taking half of your profits. You're risking your money. You'll lose it. It was your risk, right? The government has nothing to do there. But if you make profit, government is taking half of that in most countries, right? I don't know. Whereas the United States, it's not that bad in United States. It's manageable. 20% tax in capital gains tax. This is for corporations. This is for personal on the middle column and the right column. Right column, yeah. Canada is insane. And I showed this, well, I talked about it yesterday. I didn't show it. So what it is half of your capital gain, I'll ignore this part for now, is taxable capital gain. So 50% of whatever you gain, let's say in Bitcoin. Okay, let's say, let me show you current example, okay? So I started off with 10,000, right? Sure, I made money. Sure, I lost money, whatever. At the end of the year, I would have to report this to the government, right? I have a total equity as of right now, $11,247.33. 11,247.33 minus the 10,000. So my gain is $1,247.33. Because that's how much I gained in total, right, for that year. Some people will even sell at like a loss just to not pay taxes and then rebuy like immediately after they file their taxes. So you might see like a price drop in December if that ever happens, before the year ends. Just a FYI. But still, like overall, I'm pretty sure this will all, like this 4-year cycle thing is going to be very bullish for crypto. So it's going to go up a lot, and I wouldn't recommend selling. I recommend just holding on to it. And I have another recommendation of maybe moving to another country. Not tax evasion, not financial advice, but I don't know. Something that doesn't have too much of a capital gains tax. Anyways, back to my main point. So you made $1,247.33. Divide that in two. Government is taking $623 and you're keeping $623, even though you made $1,200, right? Sure, that's not too bad, I guess. No, it's really bad. It gets worse though, because let's say if you did this with $100,000, okay? Or maybe more, million. If you made the goal of this, if you made $250,000 in profit, the government is taking 66% of your gains instead of the 50%. Okay? So let's say you profited $250,000 this year, $250,000. Instead of government taking half of that, which would be $125,000, they will be taking 66% of that. Which I did the math wrong. 250,000, 66% is $165,000 instead of $150,000. So another $15,000 is going to the government because of that. And of course, you keep $85,000. out of the $250,000 that you made. It's to tax the rich, apparently. I disagree with that. I don't know. Leave the rich alone and just fix your economy some other way instead of taxing, overtaxing. That's crazy stuff. But you have some countries like, I don't know, islands or I don't know what this is. Eswatini, no capital gains tax. Gibraltar, literally random no-name countries. Greenland, okay, no capital gains tax. Islands, Hong Kong has no capital gains tax. Rest of, on average, like 20-30%. It's just not too bad. Islands, Kuwait, no capital gains tax. What else do we have? 20%, 20%. Yeah, well, anyways, crazy stuff like this. I'm trying to find like a actual... Okay, yeah, Qatar, for example. They removed their capital gains tax. United Arab Emirates as well, UAE. Where is it? No capital gains tax. They literally passed a law to remove that. Pretty crazy. And it starts with Singapore. No capital gains tax either. Stuff like that. Cool. Yeah, that's all. That's all I really wanted to talk about. There's a capital gains tax and how much. It seems like Canada has the biggest one, right? 66% if you make 250K plus. Yeah, it's crazy. Can I even look it up? What country has the highest capital gains tax rate? Denmark has 42%. Okay, wait, what? Capital gains tax rate in Europe? No, not in Europe. In the world. Is Canada the highest tax country in the world? It's ranked 23rd in terms of tax in 2022. Okay, so that's not updated because this 66% of you make over 250K tax rate rule, it was passed in like June, like very recently by Justin Trudeau. I don't remember if I ever covered that. I might have, but yeah. Well, I'm clicking on a random post now. I left to Canada and US. Okay, cool. So what's the answer? Whatever. No, I guess we'll never know. But I'm pretty sure Canada's top, honestly. 66% for 250K plus. Everything else is literally 10, 20, 30%, right? It's no more than that. Italy has just increased it, which we can probably see. It's literally from yesterday, so I don't think it's reflected on this website just yet. Italy, capital gains tax separate, yeah, 26%. They raised it from 26% to 42%. UK will also be increasing it. 45 here in Republic of Korea. Is that South Korea or North Korea? Republic of Korea. I'm pretty sure that's North Korea. Republic of Korea. Sorry for being uncultured. No, it's South Korea. Okay, well. 45%. Cool. That's quite a lot still. But I mean, like, the base one for Canada was 50%. That was what it always was. Moldova also has 50%. Cool. Okay, so we're not the only ones. That's all I want. That's all I really wanted to know. Also this, Norway, 37.84. That's very specific. Yeah. Nice, moving on. Oh, 40% in Turkey, 40% Uganda. And nothing in Zambia, 20% Zimbabwe. Okay, cool. I'm getting way too distracted. Hey, we're pumping. Late night pump. Let's go. It's almost 10 p.m. and we're getting a pump. Let's see if we hit this live. We're like halfway there. How much are we getting? 100? We're at overbought territory. That's concerning. 139 profit at the moment. And drink some tea. All right. I do like the take profit. It's like right on the level of that Fibonacci line. Oh yeah, so I wanted to see if what would happen. So I'm not sure if I trust this Fibonacci level that I drew. Well, it's technically like this at the moment. But if I was to draw like a Fibonacci extension level, I don't want to delete this, I'll hide it. Because you can do a trend-based fib extension, so that would be like from here to here to the lower point, which is right there. Does that look right? from here you're seeing like, okay, what is the next level that we can reach? And apparently it's, yeah, it's technically 70,000 and then 72,000, almost all-time high levels. No, this does not look right though. Okay, well, I'm probably doing it wrong anyway. Can I get my thing back? No, I didn't mean to hide all. How do I find... I'm just gonna undo until I find my old Fibonacci. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're reaching that resistance. That's very, very close. I was looking at this in the 4-hour chart, so it looks like it's literally right there. But if you look at it in a smaller time frame, a 5-minute chart, yeah, it's gonna take a moment. Still, I mean, we saw this exact same thing yesterday with Ethereum. And Ethereum later on just did this and then hit my stop loss. That's kind of what happened yesterday, which is unfortunate. Whatever. What do I even do in this case? Nothing. I just gotta wait for it to hit the target, and if it doesn't, then I did it wrong. It's my fault. Technically, I did do this wrong because I entered a bit late, possibly. The 3-moving average is flipped up over here, right on the God candle of 0.31%. So that should have been my entry. Just a little bit lower, barely anything. Like this would have to be here. That means my target would be... Yeah, I don't think it makes too much of a difference, does it? Or maybe it does. Sometimes, like, you will miss out on a trade for this minuscule percentage. And it's happened to me plenty of times. This is 0.05%. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen this time around. Okay. We're dipping again. Alright, you know what? Fine. I'll leave you guys on a cliffhanger. I'm going to end this stream here, and we'll see tomorrow how this performed. I'll keep this one here open for now. Ethereum's turning green as well. What is Sui doing? I'm not going to end the stream just yet, actually. I do want to check top movers today, because it seems like the market is kind of dead. Especially today. Meme coin is Popcat, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu 3%. Litecoin is up 5%. Man, that ETF must be... The ETF news must be really sparking some Litecoin investors. Top losers is Athena at 6.51%, Maker at almost 6%, Nero on Ethereum. This is a meme coin, right? Yeah, it's definitely a meme coin. Down 5%, Starknet down 5%, Conflux down 5%, Bonk 5% down, Thorchain almost 5% as well. Rest are also down. Jasmy, Sui, WorldCoin, Gala, Not, Fet, Phantom, Near, Beam, Say, HBAR, Theta, Jupe, Caspa, Python Network. Barely down. The rest is just like 2%. It's not that crazy. Main mover today is PopCap for whatever reason. Just pumps 10% for no reason. Alright, nice. Fear and Greed Index. We're technically in the greed. Not too bad. We hit 60. Oh, there's an article on why Trump's World Liberty Financial Token crashed and burn. I mean, it literally came out the day before yesterday. I don't... Okay. Yeah, there were limits on who could purchase Trump's token. I couldn't buy it. It's not transferable or tradable. The website has crashed. People think it's a grift. And it's a very tedious process to buy. That's why I saw like a report saying only people who bought only invested like on average $1,000, like nothing more. There's no big whales buying into it or anything. Sure, I guess they gotta improve it then. Raised $5 million. Site's been offline at 2 to 3 hours. They didn't prepare for the heavy load. Maybe people crashed the website. Cool. And people think it's a grift. Another cause of the token's sluggish sales may be the prevailing opinion that the project is grift or a petty scam. Some observers have stated that they believe the lack of transferability has been deliberately hidden from buyers so as to sell more tokens. What? They believe the lack of transferability has been deliberately hidden. Okay. so as to sell more to... Okay, that makes sense. Although the lack of transferability is clearly stated on the token's website, some believe that the project did not expect buyers to read the fine print. That's what it says over here. It's in the fine print that the token is not transferable. It's locked in the wallet, so you can't withdraw until the scheme seems to fit to allow it. So read the small print. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this will come back, but for now it seems like there's no use case for this other than it potentially just being a I support Trump coin. But hey, at least his meme coin was popping off the other day. What is this? 474%. Oh my god. Don't buy into this garbage. It's on Solana. The world's most loyal dog in crypto, Hachiko. Born in 1923, waited at Shibuya. Okay, this is literally just fan fiction at this point. Yeah, alright, whatever. I ain't reading all that. Yeah, so kind of slow day for crypto in general, but we'll see better days very soon, so hold tight. If this goes negative, I quit.